I'm just going to start here. You were there. You saw the speech. Give me your top 2 or 3 highlights of things that jumped out to you.
Well, the first thing that jumps out is that I'm number 3 of 8, so I'm not the first or the last. I'm kind of offended, but I'll go past that. Listen, I was texting the president last night, and I said I think it's one of your best speeches you've ever given. I think the best part of it was the recognition of the Medal of Honor recipients. I mean. Yeah. For myself, I thought, wow, this is powerful. The first one was powerful. And then when he turned over to the gentleman that flew missions in World War II, in Korea, and in Vietnam, over 200 combat missions, 100 years old, and this guy was just beaming with pride, and see Melania put this around his neck.
Yeah.
I thought that was special, but then the way he closed it, by showing just 2 generations away how young our nation is. Even though we started in 1776, it's not that far apart. And where we came from, what we have went through, where we have been, and where we're going as a nation. I thought he closed it like a left-handed pitcher in the 11th inning of the World Series of Game 7, right? I just thought he just closed it well, and of course he pointed out the hypocrisy of the Democrats. Not willing to stand for really much of anything.
Well, let's talk about that. This night of contrast. I mean, he had a forward-looking message.
Night of contrast. I like that. I haven't heard that before.
But it was, and one of the biggest contrasts was on the issue of crime, public safety, and the president correctly pointed out we have a murder rate 125-year low. Since he came into office, public safety is a priority, and one story that has captivated the nation is this tragic story out of Charlotte, North Carolina. The Ukrainian immigrant Irina Zarutska was stabbed to death on a train in Charlotte by, frankly, someone who should never have been out of jail but was let out of jail due to soft on crime policies. Let's hear the president, and we'll react to that. This is cut number 12.
Mrs. Zarutska, tonight I promise you we will ensure justice for your magnificent daughter, Irina. How do you not stand? How do you not stand?
So what you heard there, if you're listening on the radio today, you had the president referring to the mother of this poor Ukrainian girl who was stabbed to death, and you had the Republicans standing and clapping for her, and the Democrats in the chamber, for her mother, and the Democrats senator did what?
They sat on their hands and
Unbelievable.
did absolutely nothing. Keep in mind, CNN reporter, I'm not going to mention the lady's name because she doesn't deserve any recognition. Yesterday, she said the so-called angel mothers, that's referring to the individuals that the president was going to bring as a guest, so-called angel mothers. Now, I'm a father of 6, 3 boys, 3 girls, 3 beautiful blonde girls. And you see this young lady that is sitting on the subway, and her legs are pulled up on the seat. You can tell she's probably a little bit intimidated. And this gentleman sitting behind her for no reason, there was no conversation, there was no talking, stood up and shoved a blade from her collarbone down into her chest and killed her almost instantly. And the horrific look on her face before she passed away should strike the horror of any individual, any father, any brother, any sister, anybody that's got a heart. I don't care. You should have a heart. And that when you can't stand up and show, I don't want to say remorse, but gratitude, empathy,
show some compassion.
Yes,
for a family. This is a grieving mother.
That's right, and you can see it on her face.
Yeah.
She was emotional. So I mean, this is a pretty raw incident that took place, and they just sat there, all because their hatred towards President Trump. Listen, I did not agree with Barack Obama. I did not agree with Joe Biden, but in those circumstances, I would still stand out of respect for the family and what they're going through, and they still couldn't do it. But that's where this Democrat Party is, and that's why this Democrat, quite frankly, Scott, has the lowest approval rating since they've measured the party's phase and unphase, and it's because of this extreme view where they think that illegals have more rights than those that are actually in this country legally and just trying to live their life on the safe streets that now we have.
Yeah, I think it goes right to the core of their policy views. This case in Charlotte, North Carolina, this person that did the stabbing here, DeCarlos Brown, he should not have been out of jail. This person had been arrested. He was a violent person. He had been arrested many, many times and let out of jail. He should not have been out of jail.
Let out of jail on the no cash bonds that the Democrats put in place.
And one of the people in the middle of this case is the Democrat who's running for the U.S. Senate in North Carolina, the former Governor Roy Cooper. Some cameramen caught up with Roy Cooper in North Carolina the other day and wanted to question him about why he put Irina Zarutska's killer on the list of people, criminals that he released from jail. Let's take a listen to that in cut number 13.
Governor Cooper, why was DeCarlos Brown on your list for early release? Governor Cooper, could you answer the question, please? Governor Cooper, why was DeCarlos Brown on your list for early release? Governor Cooper, why was DeCarlos Brown on your list for early release?
Now, what you didn't hear there was any answer from Roy Cooper in North Carolina. This whole idea that the Democrats have gone completely soft on crime, and they are adherents to this idea that violent criminal perpetrators must be released onto our streets. I think there's a reason their approval ratings are low, and this case and others like it is part of it.
Well, Governor Roy Cooper is complicit in this case.
Yeah.
And he's complicit in the crime that's taking place in Charlotte right now. The president even mentioned this. What's happened in Charlotte? You think about this guy. He's running to replace Tom Tillis, which is why we've got to make sure that we put Whatley in, because if you think he was bad as a governor, and by the way, he was representing a mostly red state. When he gets here and he's surrounded by these individuals like Schiff and Chuck Schumer, and then working with Tlaib and Omar, you think that he's going to stand up to him?
Of course not.
I mean, he didn't stand up to him when he was governor, and he was governor of one, and now he's going to be caucusing with the Democrats. He's not going to have a backbone in that conference any more than he had a backbone as a governor, and he's going to lead these extreme policies and vote on these extreme policies like he did as a governor, but he's going to have more people surrounding him, cheering him on, and it would be horrible for the great state of North Carolina. I've had Whatley in our state. I've been able to do events with Whatley, multiple different events. We're going to be going into North Carolina. There is no way I want to see the great state of North Carolina to be represented by that man, meaning Cooper, up here in Washington D.C. I'm telling you, he'll dive right in with the crazies here in D.C.
That voice you're hearing, Senator Markwayne Mullin of Oklahoma. We got a minute left here, Senator, and I want to pivot to the great hockey team, the Team USA. The energy in the crowd and in the chamber was coming through the television last night. Let's hear a little bit of that in cut 15, the president welcoming Team USA.
You're going to win again. You're going to win big. You're going to win bigger than ever. And to prove that point, here with us tonight is a group of winners who just made the entire nation proud. The men's gold medal Olympic hockey team. Come on in.
Take us inside that moment.
My wife, first of all, met him earlier in the rotunda, and she was a total fangirl. I mean, I have been married to this lady for 28 years, and I think her happiest moment wasn't when I put a ring on her finger. It's when one of the guys put the gold medal around her neck. She said, I felt so patriotic. There's such a good group of men, too. They were so friendly to everybody, talking, taking pictures, letting everybody wear that big old heavy gold medal. But just to see the pride. Now, the Democrats did stand for that. It was neat. To see
you
the
know who
pride.
didn't clap? The journalists. There's this video when the Team USA comes in and the media sitting up there, not really reacting to Team USA.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. You've been around them. You understand that.
I know.
But
Not a great look.
Just the excitement in that room, especially from our party, but even throughout the country. It was such a special moment that this team of a 41st gold medal in 46 years, only our third gold medal ever, and then to have the women's hockey team win against Canada a few days before. It's just all around. And I'm not a big hockey fan, but the idea that I could have played a sport, get in a fight, and just get in a penalty box and be able to come back out, that I may have been maybe fighting mixed martial arts and wrestling was my wrong sport. Maybe I should have lived up north and got on skates.
That's Senator Markwayne Mullin of Oklahoma. Senator, thanks for coming by today.
Appreciate it.